So up to this point, we had just been using a console application to drive our tests. So that's not really a good way to go because we don't have the mechanisms for determining whether or not our tests pass or fail, grouping them together. All the benefits that you get from a tool like NUnit or any kind of unit testing framework or unit testing tool, we can really utilize in our tests. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to start off by creating our framework, and then we're going to create a unit testing project, and that's going to be our tests. So let's go ahead and create a new project here, and we're going to create a class library, and we're going to call this test framework. And now that we have this project, we're going to go ahead and create another project inside of this solution, and this will be our actual tests. So we're going to add a new project, and in this case, we're just going to add a test project. So we're going to create a unit test project, and we're going to call this tests. And the idea here also is that we're separating out our test framework from our test. Remember, in our architecture diagram, we said this was really important. We don't want the test to depend on Selenium. We want the test framework to depend on Selenium and the test to depend on the test framework. So what we're going to do is we're never going to add Selenium to our test project. We're only going to add it to our test framework. But we are going to make our tests depend on our test framework. So let's go ahead and add that dependency here. So we're going to go to our references, and we're going to add a reference in our solution to the test framework from our test project. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add Selenium to our test framework. So let's go ahead and add the reference here, and we'll do this through a NuGet package. And we're going to go ahead and search for Selenium, and we're going to add Selenium WebDriver. And we'll go ahead and add the support classes as well. So now we can use Selenium inside of our test framework.